Mary had a little lamb.
From the classiest radio station on the air, this is...
Welcome to the Black Rabbit's Curse, where every shadow hides a sinister verse. Hear the airs thick with dread and tales of terror twist in your head into the dark unknown, where fear takes root and chills the bone. Beware, dear traveler, for once you're here, the curse may linger year after year. The last broadcast trumped time and the truth. They told Elijah Cross to drop it. Don't waste your career chasing Reddit bullshit, his editor said. But Elijah couldn't let it go. Not after you found that book. It was in the Library of Congress, in a sealed collection under mislabeled box of Civil War documents. The pages were yellow, bound in cracked leather, the title pressed in gold, The Adventures of Baron Trump, and the author, Isra Lockwood, written in the late 1800s. Inside, a boy named Baron Trump, a wealthy, arrogant child, tall, blonde, guided by a mythical man named Don. He lived in Castle Trump, traveled time, saw into the future. The creepiest part? The last page described a final broadcast from a black reporter before the world reset. Elisha didn't believe in time travel. He believed in dirt, truth, and corruption until the elevator in Trump Tower dropped past ground floor into a level not listed on the schematic. No lobby, no parking garage. Just a long hallway, white tile, fluorescent lights that hummed like dying flies. At the end, a vault door, guarded by two silent men in suits, eyes glassy like dolls. He showed the card he found tucked inside Lockwood book. It had one phrase, terminal clearance, tier 7. Watched the broadcast. They nodded. The door opened. Inside was a massive chamber of circular, like a coliseum, but filled with screens, thousands, playing different moments in time. Civil Wars, alien arrivals, September 11th, the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., but each screen had one common figure, Donald Trump. Sometimes he was just in the background, sometimes center stage, but always there. He found the room of red threads beneath the mirror ball. Maps connected with yarn, like something out of a serial killer's lair, except the dates weren't in sequence. 2020 was connected to 1871, which linked to 1933, which circled to 2027. In the center, a photo. It was labeled Trump Terminal Cycle 88. The photo showed Trump shaking hands with Nikola Tesla, and behind them, a machine, glowing, humming. Notes scribbled in the margins. Tesla papers weren't destroyed. Trump's uncle took them. Barron is the anchor. Only the journalist sees the loop. Back in his apartment, Elijah received a package, no return address. Inside were 3 VHS tapes, unmarked. He found an old player. Press play. Tape 1, Trump on the Titanic, smirking, drinking champagne. Tape 2, Trump watching JFK's motorcade from a nearby rooftop. Tape 3, a future date, January 19th, 2029. Elijah saw himself on the screen, screaming into the camera. You're all asleep. The loops, the cycles, they're using us as fuel. He resets the road every time we get too close. Behind him, a sky full of black holes. The moon cracked, sirens in reverse, and then silence. Elijah traced everything to the old clock tower in Manhattan, where Trump once gave a strange off-the-record speech in the 1980s. But he broke in at midnight. Inside was a mirror, but it didn't reflect him. Instead, it showed hundreds of versions of Elijah, each screaming, clawing at the glass, begging him not to continue. One version mouthed, "You don't report it, you become it." Elijah turned, and there he was, Trump. Not aged, not wrinkled, timeless, smooth skin, eyes like molten gold. "You're like the lassie verb, Elijah. Every loop ends with your broadcast. But what if this time you join me instead?" And behind him, Baron Trump, floating inches off the ground, glowing. Elijah made the broadcast anyway. He went live on a encrypted channel. The background flickered with static and timestamps. He told the world everything. The machine, the loops, the Tulsa tech, the myths of elections, the cycles of reality being rewritten to each one man to keep in power across centuries. He showed the tapes, the red thread, the vote screens, his own death in 2029, the feed glitch. Trump appeared behind him on screen. "Wrong choice, Elijah." A flash of red, like a sound, like the clock was exploding. The world woke up to a normal news. No one remembered Elijah, but a child's book appeared in a rare bookstore in Brooklyn. The final adventures of Elijah Cross. The last line, and the journalist screamed into the void. Reality clicked. Sit here and reset. Eyes wide open. Remember, the terror doesn't end when the video does. You may try to forget, but the shadows have a way of following. The whispers grow louder each night, don't they? So go ahead, close your eyes, if you dare. But know this, you're not alone. Not anymore. But the Black Rabbit's curse has seen you, and it's waiting. So what happens when the lights go out? If you want to find out, make sure you come back. But next time, will you be ready? Sleep well. Or don't.